Alright, so Pokemon moms based on whether they be a Republican or a Democrat. This one is the mom from the first game from Gen 1. Just looking at her, she doesn't look like mean. So my first vibe that I'm thinking is like she's like a very moderate like Democrat. You know what I mean? Not very politically educated, but like she would hate Donald Trump very bad. You know what I mean? So definitely woke leaning, but not exactly a radical, right? That's a person of color, and it's not a coon. So no, absolutely not. The mom from Let's Go is definitely not a Republican. Her. Okay, here's the thing. A lot of the time for these characters, I'm gonna go, oh, that's an Asian woman. Asian people don't like Trump. He's racist. But hear me out. That's not systematically every time the case. All right. Granted, this one does seem like particularly cute and adorable and nice and kind. So I can't imagine that's a Republican look right there. But I understand the possibility is there. I'd say this is more Democrat leaning, right? Oh my God, that one. Can I zoom in? I really need to zoom in on that picture. That's really small. Oh, if my fucking trackpad wants to function, and I can't. Okay, there you go. You know what? She looks a little bit mean. She looks like the kind of. Oh, you know what it is? No, my perspective is biased because she. I want to say she's like nice and woke and cool and therefore not a Republican. But I think I'm partially biased because this woman looks very close to the woman I lost my virginity to. Did I ever tell that story on the channel about how I was 19 years old and I lied about being 23 years old so I could bag someone who was like 32? And she looked just like that. Dude, what a disastrous fucking youth that I had. Whatever. Um, I feel like, yeah, even with my biases, that's more of like a not actively asshole-ish and mean person, so definitely more Democrat leaning. Um, that's a tread wife. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm losing my damn mind. All right, but the Gen 4 mom looks like a trad wife to me. Which obviously is a red flag. She's really cute. Don't get me wrong. I hope she isn't, but I could so imagine her being like the Republican woman. You know, I don't know. I could see that. So I guess she's the first Republican, right? Ooh, the mom from. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. The mom from Gen 5. This woman is either the most racist piece of shit you'll ever see in your entire life, or an extremely woke, beautiful transgender woman. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's insane, but like looking at her visually, if she is trans, she is the most adorable person you'll ever see in your entire life. If she is cisgender, she's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? That's the vibe that I get anyway. Hold on a sec. There you go. Excuse me. So I'm gonna err on the side of saying Republican, because who knows, right? This is the mom from Gen 5 2, right? White 2 and black 2. Really cute. Unfortunately, maybe it's just the way that the hair's tied up. I just associate like tied up hair with like slightly racist white women who thinks she's not racist. You know what I mean? Well, I guess like if I think someone who is racist but thinks that they're progressive but is definitely racist, I think of a Democrat. You know what I mean? Because the average Republican is Satan, and that is like not the same like inner thinking that's going on in your mind. So you know what? Yeah, that's a Democrat leaning person too. I can imagine that. I can imagine that. Oh my God, I forgot about that one. She's so cute. That, you know what? No, this chick right there. Just looking at her visually, she gives me the vibe of like, uh, used to be an art teacher, right? Probably did a lot of sports. Goes outside a lot. Is a very outdoorsy person. She seems like she has a social life and is not like an asshole and a complete loser. So I can't imagine it's a Republican. Matter of fact, you know what? If there's any Pokemon mom that's like most likely to be like an anti-electoralist, like left winger, who's like way left of the Democratic Party, I feel like that's her. That's just the vibe that I get off her. You know what I mean? Oh my God, politically uninvolved, but votes for Democrats because they're nicer. Also, Jesus Christ, oh my God, Jesus Lord up in heaven, look at this fucking character. This is like the stereotype of an attractive woman. She's so cute. Holy fucking shit. Sorry, I got distracted. Anyway, yeah, she just gives the vibes of like, oh, she wouldn't like the Republicans because they're very mean, but she has no idea of the first thing about politics. You know what I mean? That's a Republican, right? That's a Republican woman. Maybe I'm just saying that because she's white in this picture. Their race is kind of ambiguous from like the fifth game on, the sixth game on. But like, yeah, that's a Republican. You know what it is? I think it's the hair. It's the hair. I don't know what it is about the hair. Just communicates that. You know what I mean? This is like trad wife who thinks she's saving Western civilization. That's the vibe that I get. She's like young too. Like she doesn't look like a day over 25. Which, first off, is a very sinful way to design a supposed MILF. I was calm down with the whole making them look 12 thing. All right, I'm kidding. They don't look 12, but the one from Gen 7 is like the only one that actually looks like she'd be old enough to be a mom. Whatever. This one. Okay, this one's tough. I think it's the same as the Gen 5 one. Where, like, if this is a transgender woman, that is the most progressive and kindest person you'll ever see, but if it's a cis woman, she's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to you? Um, yeah, most people are cis. Let's just go with the assumption that she is, so therefore she's probably a Republican. Unfortunately, that's just the vibe that I get off her. I don't know why, it just checks out to me. Oh, is that all? Is that all? Oh, I thought we had like at least a screenshot. Ah, we don't have a screenshot of the ones from Wind and Waves yet. You know what? I'd say that was a pretty accurate reading. Or maybe I'm just insane posting again. Who knows? Whatever. Next video will probably be a little bit more normal. I need to say that at the end of every single video, because every time I say that, the next video is like a more insane idea that I got the spur of the moment going, ah, eureka. Whatever, dog. See you next time. Like and subscribe. I like saying that. It's a very funny thing to say, you'll notice.